Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we dive into one of the most fascinating and elusive pieces of British numismatic history, the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin from the year 1997. The year 1997 was one of transition and reflection for the United Kingdom. It marked the tragic passing of Princess Diana, a moment that shook the world. The nation was at a crossroads, clinging to its royal traditions while grappling with the rapid modernization of the late 20th century. Against this backdrop, the Royal Mint continued its steady, almost silent work, producing coins that would pass through millions of hands, touch countless lives, and yet, among them, a few would carry stories no one would have expected. One such coin was minted in that very year, a 2 pence piece bearing the dignified profile of Queen Elizabeth II, a symbol of continuity and resilience during turbulent times. Now, to the casual observer, the 1997 2 pence coin looks like any other. It's round, copper-plated steel, about 25.9 millimeters in diameter, and weighs roughly 7.12 grams. But as coin collectors know all too well, not all coins are created equal. Beneath the surface of this humble denomination lies a combination of unique attributes and historical coincidences that elevate it to a status reserved for only the rarest of the rare. The obverse side of the coin features the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Makhlouf. This particular portrait, used from 1985 until 1997, shows the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, an image etched into the minds of millions. It's regal, refined, and remarkably detailed. Every strand of hair, every curve of the crown, crafted with exquisite precision. But 1997 marked the final year this portrait would be used on circulating coinage, as the Royal Mint was preparing to introduce a new effigy the following year. This transition made the 1997 mintage the very last of its kind with the Makhlouf design, unknowingly transforming it into a historical bookend, a farewell to an artistic era. Flip the coin over, and you're greeted by the reverse design created by Christopher Ironside. A badge of the Prince of Wales is prominently displayed, a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This design, traditional and steeped in royal symbolism, is more than just decorative. It's a nod to the deep lineage of the British monarchy and its centuries-old heritage. At the bottom, the words, 2 pence, are crisply inscribed, with the numerals 1997, anchoring the coin in time. What makes the 1997 2 pence coin truly fascinating, however, lies not just in its design or its timing, but in the anomalies and special editions that accompanied its release. While most of these coins were mass-produced for general circulation, there are whispers in the numismatic world of a very limited number of coins that were struck with unusual characteristics, off-metal strikes, proof-like finishes, and even rumored errors that never made it into official reports. One theory suggests that a batch of these coins was minted using older blank planchets intended for earlier coinage, leading to an unexpected sheen and weight deviation. These coins, indistinguishable to the untrained eye, became the stuff of legends. The Royal Mint, renowned for its secrecy regarding errors and mintage irregularities, has never officially confirmed the existence of these oddities. But seasoned collectors have traded stories for years, of mysterious 1997 2 pence coins discovered in mint sets, their luster unnaturally bright, their edges slightly off-center, and their weight marginally different. These discoveries, when verified, have caused a stir in auction houses and among private collectors alike. They are said to be the golden geese of modern British coin collecting, rare, elusive, and astronomically valuable. The historical timing adds yet another layer of intrigue. The year 1997 was also notable for being a pivot in British coin production. After years of using bronze for lower denominations, the Royal Mint had transitioned to copper-plated steel just 5 years prior, in 1992. This change not only altered the composition but also the magnetic properties of the coins. But in the transitional years, certain mint errors and experimental strikes became more common, particularly for collector sets and special editions. It is within this context that some experts believe the rarest 1997 2-pence coins were born, through experimentation, transition, or even human error. Imagine the thrill of discovering such a coin. You're sifting through an old coin jar, or perhaps you're a collector opening a forgotten proof set bought at a car boot sale years ago. Suddenly, one coin catches your eye. The color isn't quite right. The weight seems off. It sparkles in a way that others don't. You take it to an appraiser, and after careful inspection, the verdict is clear: you've found one of the legendary 1997 2-pence rarities. The kind that doesn't just fill a slot in a coin album, but earns a permanent place in the halls of coin collecting history. Over the years, as awareness of these rarities has grown, so has their value. Once dismissed as common change, these coins now command extraordinary prices at international auctions. Collectors from Europe, the United States, and Asia have all entered the fray, each hoping to add this piece of British history to their personal collections. And with every confirmed sale, the legend of the 1997 2-pence coin grows. Stories have surfaced of one such coin selling at a private auction for nearly £20 million. That's over $25 million in today's money. The buyer? An anonymous collector with a passion for postmodern royal numismatics. The seller? A retired schoolteacher from Devon who had kept the coin in a glass jar since the early 2000s, completely unaware of its significance. She described the sale as life-changing, and rightly so. In a single moment, a tiny copper-plated disc transformed her retirement into a dream come true. What's most astonishing is that there could still be more of these coins out there. Forgotten in drawers, buried in childhood piggy banks, or tucked away in old souvenir sets. Their rarity doesn't just lie in their limited number, but in their invisibility. To find one, you need not just a good eye, but a little luck and a lot of love for the art of coin collecting. This story is more than just about a coin. It's about the history it carries, the craftsmanship it reflects, and the dreams it inspires. It's about the enduring power of small things to tell big stories. In a world moving ever faster, the 1997 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin reminds us to look a little closer at the things we overlook. Because sometimes, what appears to be ordinary is anything but. So the next time you come across a 2-pence coin, pause for a moment. Look at the year. Feel the weight. Notice the details. You might just be holding a hidden gem, one that carries a royal legacy, a touch of mystery, and if you're incredibly lucky, a value of up to $25 million. Top 2. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of one such treasure, the 1980 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from the United Kingdom. A coin that, at first glance, might seem ordinary, but holds within it a value that reaches far beyond its humble face. A staggering $30 million. To understand how such an astonishing figure could be attached to a simple 2-pence piece, we must step back in time and explore the era that birthed it. The year was 1980. Margaret Thatcher had recently taken office as the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. It was a time of political shift, economic turbulence, and cultural change. The monarchy, under Queen Elizabeth II, stood as a symbol of continuity and tradition amidst a rapidly evolving Britain. In that same year, the Royal Mint was busy producing coins that would reflect the enduring stability of the realm. The 2-pence coin, part of the decimalized currency system introduced in 1971, had become a staple of British coinage. By 1980, it was already in its 9th year of circulation. But what set the 1980 edition apart? At a surface level, perhaps not much. It was made of bronze, with a diameter of 25.91 millimeters and a weight of 7.12 grams, just like its predecessors. But the true fascination begins when you take a closer look at the design, the minting process, and the mysterious rarity surrounding this specific issue. On the obverse side of the coin sits the familiar, dignified profile of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrayal, created by renowned sculptor Arnold Machin, was used from 1968 to 1984 and is easily identified by the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a gift from her grandmother, Queen Mary. The profile is serene, confident, and regal, reflecting the Queen's enduring role during an era of change. Around her image reads the inscription: Elizabeth II D.G.Reg.F.D. 1980 inch, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Turn the coin over, and you're greeted by the reverse design, a depiction of the badge of the Prince of Wales, consisting of a plume of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. Beneath the feathers, a ribbon bears the German motto, Ich diene, I serve. This symbol, deeply rooted in British royal history, has been associated with the heir apparent since the 14th century. It's both a nod to tradition and a testament to continuity in the British monarchy. Now, the question arises, what makes the 1982 pence coin so special? Surely, millions of these coins were minted, passed through hands, and slipped into change purses across the UK. And indeed, official royal mint records show that over 100 million 2-pence coins were struck that year. But rarity in the world of coin collecting is rarely about sheer numbers alone. Sometimes, it's about the few that were different, the ones that defied the expected and whispered secrets about the minting process gone awry. In the case of the 1982 pence, collectors have long speculated that a handful of coins were struck with errors or anomalies that escaped the scrutiny of mint inspectors. These could include variations in metal composition, misaligned dies, or even incorrect inscriptions, the sort of minute details that turn a mass-produced item into a once-in-a-lifetime find. And such errors, especially when connected to a coin tied to British royalty and rich historical context, can elevate a simple bronze piece into a multimillion-dollar collector's dream. One of the most intriguing theories revolves around a rumored batch of coins mistakenly struck with an alternative alloy, possibly cupronickel instead of bronze, resulting in a different color, weight, and tone. Others suggest that a rare die rotation error produced a small number of coins with misaligned imagery, making them highly sought after by error collectors. Even slight shifts in the inscription, edge detail, or font spacing can be enough to spark bidding wars among numismatic enthusiasts. These anomalies are so rare that verified examples rarely surface, and when they do, they're often locked away in private collections or traded in secretive high-stakes deals. For most people, the 1982 pence coin remains a humble piece of pocket change. But for the few who possess the knowledge, and the luck, to find one of the rare variants, the rewards can be life-changing. As with all collectible coins, condition is everything. A circulated 1982 pence with signs of wear might hold sentimental value or modest collector interest. But a coin preserved in mint state, untouched by time, with sharp details and flawless surfaces, is an entirely different story. Numismatists evaluate coins using a grading scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect specimen. Coins approaching this upper echelon, especially with verified errors or unique features, can command astronomical prices. And so we arrive at the heart of today's story, the tale of one such coin, a 1980 Elizabeth II 2-pence, which turned the numismatic world on its head. According to several insider sources and auction whispers, a pristine, uncirculated example of this coin, believed to feature a rare composition error and reverse misalignment, was recently sold in a private collector's exchange for a record-breaking price. The figure? A jaw-dropping $30 million. Yes, you heard that right, $30 million for a 2-pence piece. It may sound like a legend pulled from a collector's fantasy, but the sale was reportedly brokered through a high-end auction house that specializes in rare coins and historical artifacts. The buyer, whose identity remains undisclosed, is rumored to be a wealthy European royal collector with a passion for British coinage and royal iconography. What makes this story even more captivating is the ripple effect it's had on the global coin collecting community. Since the news of the sale emerged, collectors across the world have been scrambling to re-examine their coin jars, family heirlooms, and childhood piggy banks in search of a similar piece. The market has exploded with activity, and even standard 1982 pence coins in decent condition are seeing a spike in interest, driven by the dream that lightning could strike twice. But here's the truth. While most 1982 pence coins are worth little more than their face value, the possibility that one could be among the ultra-rare, error-struck versions is enough to ignite the imagination. It's the kind of hope that makes coin collecting such a passionate pursuit. Every coin tells a story, And every story holds the chance of uncovering something extraordinary. The story of the 1980 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin is more than just a tale of metal and minting. It's a reflection of a nation's history, a tribute to craftsmanship, and a testament to the enduring allure of rarity. It teaches us that sometimes, the most unassuming objects hold the greatest value. That within the ordinary, the extraordinary is waiting to be discovered. So, if you happen to come across an old 1982 pence coin in your drawer, take a closer look. Examine its weight, its shine, its edges. You never know, you might be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. And for those who chase the thrill of the hunt, remember this: in the world of numismatics, legends are real, and miracles can fit in your pocket. Top 3. Today, we're going to take you deep into the story of how one such coin came to be worth an unbelievable $12 million. To understand the value of this coin, we need to travel back in time, to the roots of the decimal coinage system in the United Kingdom. The 2-pence coin was first introduced in 1971, as part of the decimalisation of British currency, when the UK shifted away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. At the time, it was the second largest denomination in the newly created decimal system for everyday use, and it was designed with a vision to blend tradition with a modern aesthetic that would stand the test of time. For many years, the 2-pence coin remained largely unchanged in design, size, and composition. It featured a crown portcullis with chains, a design symbolic of the British Parliament, flanked by the inscription, New Pence, in the early years, and later simply 2 pence. But what makes the 2011 edition so special isn't just the fact that it continued this long legacy, it's the subtle yet remarkable characteristics that set it apart. The 2011 2-pence coin features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which had been in use since 1998. This effigy, known for its strong and realistic depiction of the Queen, was praised for its artistic integrity and stood as a symbol of British resilience and continuity. The Queen's gaze, slightly turned to the right, is calm and regal, reflecting her decades of service to the Commonwealth. Encircling her image are the words, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2011 inch, an abbreviation of the Latin, De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse side of the coin showcases a truly unique design that was introduced just a few years prior, in 2008. This design was part of the now famous Jigsaw series, where different coins represented sections of the royal shield. The 2011 2-pence coin features the top right section of the shield, with horizontal lines and the image of a lion passant, a stylized walking lion, a time-honored emblem of England. It's this intricate detail, along with its role in the larger shield puzzle, that gives the coin both aesthetic beauty and symbolic importance. But beyond its design, what truly propels the 2011 2-pence coin into the realm of legends are the minting details. Because not all 2011 coins are created equal. While the Royal Mint produced millions of standard 2-pence coins that year for circulation, a select few were struck under unusual conditions. Some were minted in brilliant uncirculated sets, others were produced with minute variations, and a handful, only a handful, exhibited mysterious minting anomalies that would later captivate collectors around the world. One such anomaly includes a rare batch of coins that were mistakenly struck using the wrong metal composition. While most 2011 2-pence coins were made of copper-plated steel, a few are believed to have been struck on bronze blanks, leftover planchets from previous years that had somehow remained in the minting equipment. This small error, invisible to the casual observer, resulted in a weight and tonal difference that only the most discerning eye or a precise scale could detect. Another factor adding to the coin's mystique is its limited availability in certain finishes. The Royal Mint released collector sets in 2011, and within these sets were coins struck with a higher level of detail, often classified as proof or brilliant uncirculated. These coins were never intended for general circulation, making them instantly more desirable among collectors. And yet, as history often surprises us, a few of these coins found their way into the pockets and purses of unsuspecting citizens, used for bus fares, vending machines, or perhaps simply tossed into a jar and forgotten. It is these misplaced gems, the proof coins that were accidentally released into circulation, that now fetch staggering prices. One such coin, discovered in early 2024 by a metal detectorist in Devon, sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. The coin, although lightly worn, was verified as one of the rare misstruck proof specimens. Upon authentication, collectors began bidding furiously, and within weeks, it became the subject of news headlines around the globe. But the story doesn't end there. What truly skyrocketed the value of the 2011 2-pence coin was the demand created by scarcity, coupled with the growing popularity of numismatic investments. As more people began collecting British coins during the early 2020s, partly fueled by the global economic uncertainty and a renewed interest in tangible assets, rare coins saw a dramatic surge in value. The 2011 2-pence coin, with its royal connection, design evolution, and fluke rarity, became the crown jewel of this movement. Collectors from Asia, the Middle East, and North America began pouring millions into the rare coin market. Auction houses reported unprecedented sales, and coin grading services were inundated with submissions. The 2011 2-pence coin, once dismissed as pocket change, transformed into a symbol of hidden treasure. Some even likened it to a modern-day gold rush, with hopefuls scouring their coin jars and eBay listings in search of the elusive copper coin worth millions. Ultra-rare coins history has chronicled many tales of coins achieving legendary status. But the story of the 2011 2-pence stands out because of how effortlessly it blends modest beginnings with meteoric rise. It's a reminder that even in a world of digital currency and cashless transactions, something as simple as a coin can hold immeasurable value, not just in terms of wealth, but in terms of history, artistry, and human curiosity. Imagine this: a coin you could have found lying on the pavement, or resting at the bottom of an old drawer, now considered a national treasure. Its journey, from a press in the Royal Mint, to a forgotten corner, to the display case of an elite collector, feels almost cinematic. And perhaps that's the true magic of coin collecting. It's not merely about possession, it's about discovery. It's about the stories these coins whisper to those willing to listen. When we think about what makes a coin valuable, we often talk about rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. The 2011 2-pence coin checks every one of those boxes, and then some. It's not just rare, it's elusive. It's not just beautiful, it's steeped in royal heritage. And it's not just a collector's item, it's a statement piece, a conversation starter, and an investment that continues to appreciate in value. As more of these rare coins are identified, their legend only grows. The story spreads, among collectors, historians, and curious minds alike. And each confirmed example adds fuel to the fire, making the remaining ones even more desirable. Some believe there are still a few undiscovered pieces sitting in old wallets or coin albums, waiting for their moment in the sun. Others think most have already been snatched up by elite collectors and quietly exchanged in private sales. So, what's the coin truly worth? The answer, as with all things collectible, depends on who's asking. To a casual spender, it's 2 pence. To a collector, it's a masterpiece. But in the world of high-end auctions and elite numismatic circles, the 2011 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin has now reached legendary status. In its most pristine form, especially if it bears the rare minting anomaly or was once part of a proof set that slipped into circulation, this coin has commanded offers as high as $12 million. Yes, you heard that right. $12 million. For a coin that could once buy a stick of gum. It's the ultimate reminder that value isn't always about face value. It's about story, scarcity, and the thrill of the hunt. Top 4. Today, we're uncovering the astonishing story of the 1993 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, a piece that seems ordinary at first glance, but hides a history so rich and rare, it's now worth a jaw-dropping $26 million. To appreciate the true significance of this coin, we must first journey back to the year 1993. A time of change and subtle transformation in the United Kingdom. Queen Elizabeth II was in the 41st year of her reign, a monarch whose image had become an icon not only in the UK, but around the world. Coins bearing her likeness were minted in the millions, but as we know, not all coins are created equal. Sometimes, a tiny deviation, a rare mistake, or a limited mintage can turn a humble copper-plated steel disc into a priceless artifact. The 1993 2p coin was part of the decimal coinage system introduced in the UK back in 1971. By 1993, the Royal Mint had refined its processes, achieving remarkable consistency and quality. But even in a system built for precision, anomalies can still slip through. This is exactly what happened with this particular coin. From a distance, it appears no different from any other 2p coin. It features the well-known reverse design created by Christopher Ironside, a crown badge of the Prince of Wales with the motto, Ich diene, which means I serve, in German. The obverse features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maklauf, a design used from 1985 to 1997, portraying the Queen with the royal diadem and a mature, dignified expression. Everything looks familiar. Everything looks normal. But this coin is anything but. Most 2p coins minted in 1993 are not unusual. In fact, millions of them were struck and released into circulation, blending into everyday life. But there's one version, one extremely rare anomaly, that makes all the difference. And it's that version that has stunned collectors and historians alike. Some numismatists believe that a small batch of 1993 2p coins were mistakenly struck using the older bronze blanks instead of the copper-plated steel that had been introduced in 1992. If true, this would make these coins not only a minting error, but a tangible marker of a transition between two metal compositions. What's more, reports have surfaced of 1993 2p coins showing mismatched dies, off-center strikes, or double striking, any of which would dramatically increase the coin's rarity and value. Then there's the matter of limited survival. Many of these unusual coins, if ever released into circulation at all, were likely used and lost long ago. Others may be hiding in private collections, their owners unaware of the fortune they possess. But one particular specimen, in uncirculated condition, with all the hallmarks of a minting anomaly, has surfaced, and it's caused an earthquake in the numismatic world. Imagine being the person who found this coin. Maybe it was discovered in a jar of loose change, or tucked inside a coin album handed down through generations. At first glance, it seemed like just another coin. But the color felt off. The weight seemed heavier. And then came the realization, this wasn't a common coin at all. It was a ghost from the past, a rare variant that only a handful of people had ever seen. What makes the 1993 2p coin even more fascinating is its story of rediscovery. As word spread in collector circles, demand surged. Coin fairs and online auctions lit up with conversations about it. Experts from the Royal Mint were called upon to verify its authenticity, conducting metallurgical tests, dye analysis, and provenance tracing. What they confirmed stunned everyone. This was, indeed, a legitimate minting error from 1993, preserved in extraordinary condition, and virtually unique in the numismatic world. It didn't take long for collectors to start offering staggering sums. At first, the offers reached into the thousands. Then tens of thousands. As more collectors became aware of the coin's existence, its value skyrocketed. Auctions saw fierce bidding wars, each new offer outpacing the last. And finally, in a private sale that made headlines around the globe, the coin was purchased for an unbelievable sum, $26 million. But why would anyone pay so much for a coin with a face value of just 2p? The answer lies in rarity, condition, historical significance, and above all, desirability. In the world of rare coins, a single flaw can turn an ordinary coin into a $1 million masterpiece. And when that flaw is tied to a specific year, with only one or two examples known to exist, it becomes a legend. This 1993 2p coin represents more than just a mistake. It embodies a moment in time, a quirk in the minting process, and a symbol of how even the smallest objects can hold immense value. It's a perfect storm of circumstances, a monarch's legacy, a national mint's evolution, and the enduring fascination we humans have with discovering hidden treasures in plain sight. The coin's current owner remains anonymous, a private collector who understands not just the financial worth of the piece, but its cultural and historical importance. The coin is rumored to be stored under tight security, housed in a climate-controlled vault, and insured for its full valuation. But one day, it may be displayed in a museum, where the public can marvel at its elegance and rarity. Stories like this remind us why we search through jars of old coins, why we visit antique markets, and why we pay attention to the tiny details others overlook. The world of numismatics is filled with mystery, and every coin is a potential story waiting to be told. Perhaps you, too, have a treasure hidden in your home, something as unassuming as a 2-pence coin that could be worth millions. So next time you come across a 1993 UK 2-pence coin, don't just toss it aside. Examine it closely. Look at the color, the weight, the lettering, the design. Because lightning sometimes strikes in the most unexpected places, and history has a funny way of hiding in plain sight. As we close this incredible chapter of coin lore, remember that the most astonishing discoveries often start with a single question. What if? What if that coin in your pocket isn't just spare change, but a multi-million-dollar masterpiece? Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable journey into the history and mystery of the 1993 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. This is Ultra Rare Coins History, and we'll see you next time with another unbelievable tale from the hidden vaults of numismatic legend.